Well, hey everyone, it's Marcus, and I'm in the Jungle Room. This time I'm heading over to Sydney, where I'm speaking to an Australian music legend. He's done incredible stuff. He's a superstar. Please, everybody, welcome Mark Vincent. Hey, Mark.
Hi, how are you?
I'm not too bad. Did you like that little wrap up I gave you?
That was very kind of you. Thank you.
Well, that's the truth, because I mean, you've been kicking butt for a long time in Australia, not just Australia, but all around the world. People just love your song, the music of Mark Vincent. So, congratulations. What an absolute honor and privilege to be able to speak to you today. Of
Thank you
course,
very
the main reason we are speaking today is because currently you are touring Australia with the iconic musical Cats.
much.
How's it going? You're in Sydney at the moment doing it. How's it all going?
It's been going incredibly well. Look, the show truly needs no introduction. You talk about 40 years. 40 years of the music of Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber. God bless that composer and producer. He's amazing, you know. I've been a big fan of his work since I started at the age of 10 in this crazy business we call, show business. And, you know, to see the reports already gotten in Sydney,
Yeah.
to think it's celebrating, it's already celebrated 40 years at the Theatre Royal. It's incredible. And to be part of a cast that's so seasoned, to be part of a cast that's so talented, it's a real thrill to, go to the theatre nearly every night from Wednesday to Sunday, 8 shows a week.
Yeah.
It'd be amongst an ensemble, a great ensemble, because the show is very much based on a group performance. It's not sort of an individual
Yeah.
for each. We are one in this show. And that's the great thing about Cats. And of course, the character that I'm playing, Old Deuteronomy, it's a wonderful story behind the show that celebrates 40 years. I think the show, a lot of people ask me, what does the show intake? What does it represent? Well, for me, it's pretty simple. It's about forgiveness, acceptance, and looking in the good in others. That's something that old Deuteronomy, who's the elder out of the cats, they look at him as this father figure, this God, to pass on to the younger cats. And really, I think in this world that we live in today, we should use those aspects
Yeah.
of forgiveness, of acceptance, very much acceptance about who we are as people, especially as cats. It's been a thrill for me, and I must say, like I mentioned to you briefly, to get up every day and get up on stage and do this for a living, it humbles me. It's
Bless you.
great.
And of course, I mean, like you say, I mean, 40 years, it is one of the longest running musicals. You could go anywhere in the world and somewhere it would be playing somewhere, wouldn't it? Just
Well, absolutely. It's an international name. Cats is known all over the world, especially in Asia. My goodness, in Korea, it's massive. It's got so much respect, and that's why I said at the beginning the show needs no introduction.
Yeah.
It's had. I mean to say that there's a reason why it's been around for 40 years. That doesn't happen by accident. It's quality, and I say that humbly. It's a show that I believe will be around for the next 100 years. It's great to see the kids come to the show as well. So you can see it's the circle of life. It's passing on to the next generation. It's beautiful.
I'm going to have to put you in the hot seat now, but away from arts and entertainment, are you a cat person or a dog person?
Look, I'm going to be honest. I'm both. I
Okay.
love animals. I love animals. I think they're better than humans. I say that respectfully. They're the most respectful, humble, loyal creatures on the earth. Dogs, cats, birds, whatever you want to call it. Because I've got a dog myself. Actually, I'll show you.
Oh,
Here you
do
go.
show.
There we go.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, adorable.
His
And
name's
what the name?
Vito.
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 Yeah,
Oh my goodness, I'm in love
he's beautiful.
already.
He's so cute. I've got to go and talk now, but Daddy's got to go. But
Adorable.
he's beautiful. I just love animals. So for me, like I said, they're better than humans, and I say that respectfully. Like, of course, I love humans, but you know where I'm getting from. There's precious creatures on this earth that we have.
And Mark, that is why I surround myself with nature no matter where I am. Plants everywhere. Give me
I
nature.
love it. I love it. It's beautiful.
Flora and fauna. Hey, like you say, this is not a one-man show. There is an incredible cast in this. I mean, like, please, come on. We've got Grisabella being played by Gabrielle Thomas. Iconic. I mean, I can't wait to see her version of Grisabella. But of course, Buster Jones is played by Todd McKenney.
Australia's leading man. He's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Look, he's had an incredible career. Still has, of course, Todd McKenney. It's a masterclass watching him every night, especially in the Pigs and the Pollicles.
Hmm.
When old Geronimi he sings that line, "So do it again, come do it again." Show us that story of what it was of the Pigs and the Pollicles, and when he was a younger cat, Gus. You know, because obviously old Deuteronomy reaches out to Gus and said, "Listen, I need your help. I need you to talk to the younger cats to help them understand the essence of acceptance and forgiveness and how younger cats should be, how they once were back in our time." Because, Gus and old Deuteronomy, they're old mates, It doesn't surprise me if they went to the pub together, all that sort of stuff. So I get along very well with Todd, and of course, Gabrielle as Grisabella. Her voice is a powerhouse. It's honest. And what I love about Gabrielle is that we all know Elaine Page, of course, to stop the show with memory, on the West End and on Broadway. I had the pleasure of meeting Elaine Page 10 years ago when I did a concert in Venice. I had, can you believe, Tim Rice and Elaine Page in the same room, which still I pinch myself humbly. But the point I'm getting at is Gabrielle has made the song her own. And that's not an easy thing to do. It's very easy for artists to copy other people. But when they're given material and they own it for themselves, they find themselves in the song. That's what it's about. And she's done that with flying colours.
And look, even in Australia, we have had some iconic performers playing the role of Grisabella, whether it be Deborah Byrne, more recently just Delta Goodrem as well. So, it's a big role with, some big names attached to it. So credit to
Shows a week, it's a big song. And the other thing that people forget, respectfully, is emotionally, because the song, like, what I'm struggling with at the moment is my emotions, because I get so caught up in the story. When you leave the theatre, it follows you.
Mm, I can
And
imagine.
that's the hardest thing about being a performer, handling the highs and the lows emotionally, because you are investigating the layering of aspects of the story to portray to the audience. And it can be draining, and it takes a special kind of person to get up on stage and do that every night.
Oh,
And that's why this cast is so wonderful. They're just extremely talented. And I say this respectfully again, like Australia's lucky to have this wonderful show. Um, Come on stage and be showcased by a very talented cast.
mad. And let's speak about talent for a minute and let's make it personal, all about you. The career has kicked butt for like a good few decades now. I mean, you've been doing this since a very young guy. 10 albums in. And let's talk about this lunch with Andrea Bocelli at his own home, a personal invite. I mean, that should be the name of a movie, Lunch with Andrea Bocelli. I'll work on that. I'll workshop it. You can star in it. Where I'm heading is, obviously from opera to popular ballads, your voice has spanned so many different genres beautifully. When you're selecting songs for your albums, how do you go about attaching yourself to a song? Is it more personal or is it more emotive? Like, where do you come from?
Look, with everything, you've got to live the genre. You've got to live the song. And for me, at the end of the day, the song without a story, respectfully, is no song at all. For me, when I went to Tuscany, I was given an original song written by a very good friend of mine, Pierpaolo Giurini, who's been working with Andrea for over 25 years. And he's, with his Italian accent, Mark, I think I have a song for you, which I know you sing very good. I'm Italian.
You can do it.
So I heard the song, and the song is titled Say Me Love You, which in our translation, in our perception of the song, it's Life is Beautiful. but in the original translation is if you love life.
Mm.
Now, when I recorded the song, it was good, but something happened. It was the strangest thing. My phone went off. It was a WhatsApp message from Veronica, Andrea Bocelli's wife. And she said, look, there's going to be 100 people at our house tomorrow. Come to the house. Come and meet Andrea. It'll be quick, but we want you to, meet each other. So I went to drive to a place called Forte dei Marmi, which is a beautiful spot in Tuscany on the coastal side. And I there literally parked in front of Andrea's home. And as I'm pulling up, I'm thinking, is this actually for real? Like, I think back to my childhood, that young 10-year-old boy whose grandparents ran a restaurant and was playing Andrea Bocelli on the CD player all the time. You know, this was my God, my hero, and here I am in front of his home. So I walk in, and I'm so nervous, and I meet Andrea for the first time. And he showed me around his home, and I saw his studio.
Wow.
I saw all the pictures up of all the artists he's worked with through his career. I'm thinking to myself, what is happening, And his assistant, what's it, Milena, she said to me in Italian, "Tu posso fare questo lavoro, sai?" Which means you can do this. You can do this sort of work if you believe.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing, believing in yourself, knowing that it's a piece of string. The mind can do anything, right? So when I left that studio, when I left Andrea's home, I went back to the studio and the song had a whole new meaning. Went to number one in the classical chart, which for classical music to even chart in Australia is unheard of. And gratefully it did. Song that I'm proud of. And to answer your question, it comes down to this.
The heart.
How can I get the heart in the song? How can people back at home go, wow, that's a great voice, but wow, I'm moved. That took me somewhere. And that's what it takes to be respectfully world class. That's why we love Andrea Bocelli. That's why we love Elton John. That's why we love Freddie Mercury, all the great artists of our time, because they knew how to do that. They weren't just singing notes. And that's what takes a special performer to
And
have
Mark,
those.
that is why Australia loves you, because you do exactly the same as all those people that you admire. So credit to you. Hey, you spoke about Andreas, people that he's worked with, hung all over his walls. You've done some incredible collaborations as well. Is there still somebody that you haven't worked with that you would love to work with?
There are many. I think one of them, I always like to think outside the box. I think for an international name, it would definitely be Celine Dion,
Yeah.
without question. I've always wanted to sing the prayer with her. I've always also wanted to collaborate with David Foster. I think, you look at his lineup of artists he's discovered over the years and has made to be where they are today. It's just that doesn't need an introduction. I think Paul Anka as well is one of my favourite writers and performers. But in Australia, I would say Jimmy Barnes. I love Jimmy Barnes. He's had such a phenomenal career. He works so hard. I know I'm very good friends with his son, David Campbell, who was a good mentor to me over the years. He was recently on my recent album. We recorded The Long Winding Road
Oh,
on the beat.
yes.
Great song.
Classic.
Yeah. But I think Jimmy would be one of those people, and John Farnham, those two artists. I respect so much, you know.
Oh. You know what? I'm going to throw a couple of names out there for you. I absolutely see a bit of a Marsha Hines or Casey Donovan little track with you as well. There you go.
I have to agree, Casey's lovely. Marsha, I've met Marsha quite a few times. We're friends on Facebook. Wonderful person. Good suggestions, I must say. Yeah.
We'll talk to management.
Yeah,
Hey
exactly.
Mark, obviously, like I said, you've been around and learnt so many lessons, during your incredible career so far, with much more to come, I'm sure. But what is one piece of advice that you would give somebody starting out in the industry that would be invaluable?
If you see it and you believe it, you'll achieve it.
Oh,
It's as simple as that. I think, this.
yep.
It's the mind, and I think as well, handling rejection. It's part of the business. It doesn't mean if it's a no for this time, it won't be a no for next time.
Yep.
You've got to be persistent. You've got to work around the clock. You've got to be invested in your career. And to get to the places you want to get to, you have to work hard. There's no other formula. People think it comes to you. Don't wait for the work to come on your lap. Search it. Look for it. Create opportunities. Don't wait for them to happen. You might get given something at the right place at the right time, but in the meantime, still put yourself out there. That's why I've been doing this for 20 years. People go, Mark, you're very lucky. And I say this respectfully again. I've said it about 10 times respectfully, but, I've worked very hard. I've sacrificed a lot of my life, all right? And for me, I'm resilient. And you got to have, you just got to, you got to stick to that path, no matter how hard it is. And eventually, if 90 doors shut in your face, you can rest assured the 91st or the 92nd door will open. It's a fact. It's a scientific fact. It's a game of patience. So I've said a lot, but like I said, just stick with it. I say to the people who want to have careers in music or whatever it may be,
Hey,
it's those three factors.
incredible wise words. And you know what? And do it with a bit of kindness, and we've got a good world, right?
1,000,000% doesn't cost anything, Stay humble. Remember where you come from. I keep saying I'm a man from the Shire. From a Caringbah boy, I'm proud of it. I keep saying, people go, what's your background? Fruit and veg. My grandparents were from the fruit and veg industry. My father's from the fruit and veg industry. They supply us fresh produce. That's where I was born and raised, in that world. And for me, I'm proud of that. Like you said, embrace it, love it. So
Adore it. Absolutely. Like, seriously, you're such a great human being, and we need more of this. Bring
thank you.
it back down to nature always. Hey, like we said, the Cats mega tour has kicked off in Sydney, which is currently happening. Adelaide, the 20th to the 28th of September. It is right here at Her Majesty's Theatre. I can't wait. I'm going to be there. After Adelaide, it goes then to Perth, then to Melbourne, and then wraps up in Brisbane. You are going to be a busy beaver right up until about the end of February, I think it is. So
Yes, that's
no time to go and harvest those vegetables.
right.
Signing off, Mark. What can people expect from Cats this time round?
Look, a great story, respectfully, a great cast, great music, incredible production, amazing dancing choreography. Uh, there's lots to expect. And I think out of it, like I said, it's those three things to look out for: acceptance, love, and just, embracing forgiveness. All these things that old Deuteronomy, who I play, and I'm proud to play that character, puts out there to the younger cats, and not just to the cats, but to the humans as well. So, yeah.
And you leave with a great big smile on your face. Absolutely. I've seen Cats probably about, oh my goodness, probably about 5 times now. Each time I walk away with something different and a new message, actually. So
Yes.
I cannot wait to see this production. Like I said, everyone, Adelaide, you Adelaide watchers, it is the 20th to the 28th of September. Grab your tickets. They're on sale now through AdelaideFestivalCentre.com. It's going to be right over there at Her Majesty's Theatre. And Mark, I can't wait to catch up with you when you hit Adelaide.
Oh, 100%. Please, you have time, we'll come up on stage and take a photo with old Deuteronomy,
I
because I'll
love
be
it.
there to mission. So
And is Vito going to come to the show to Adelaide with you?
I'll try. I'll try and get him there. I'm lucky my mum's a great babysitter for my dogs.
Mark Vincent, everybody. Mark, you're an absolute delight to chat to, and I know this is not going to be the last time. Mark, all the best, and I look forward to catching up with you in Adelaide.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. See you, my friends.